Hi guys, this is Queen Harry 74 and today we will be talking about why Final Fantasy XIV is absolutely the worst MMORPG out there. As always, I will be telling you extensively why I feel so by revolving around three pillars: gameplay, sound, and of course, story. Let's start with the easy part, okay? Now the sound. The sound in Final Fantasy XIV is absolutely horrendous. There is no one in the world that would enjoy something composed by someone called like Masayoshi whatever or something, you know? And of course, like there are absolutely no memorable songs like Answers or Rise or Locus or any of these totally horrendous songs that should never be listened by any human being at all. They are not designed for us, they are just noise. Especially Scream, you know, the one from Pandemonium. Don't even get me started about that and the lore it's supposed to have. It's not even fun, it's not even enjoyable. Nobody enjoys the music in this game. You know it, I know it, period. And, you know, that aside, how could it be good when everybody knows that Nobuo Uematsu, who's the guy composing mainly for Lord the FF titles, is not regarded as one of the best composers out there? Like, why would you listen, for example, to Answers, the easiest example? Why would you listen to Neil Van Darnas, you know, the theme from T9 in Calls of Bahamut? Terrible, hideous musics. I have totally not spent hours listening to those. Yeah, so no further examples will be given. The sound, 0 out of 10, you know. The ambience is not at all captivating. You go in Lim Salominsa, for example, and you start your adventure. It's hideous. It doesn't look pretty at all. There are no people playing the game. Lim Salominsa is always dead. There are no bards showing us their own music. Nothing, just the same old, honestly, it's just terrible. And you know what, I'll add you a bonus, we'll talk about the visuals, you know? And especially the new jobs, Reaper, you think it would look cool, but no it doesn't, like come on, it looks so banal, so the same, so it's just not good, 0 out of 10, why? Because I say so, who am I? I don't know, I'm him, right? And we move straight into, well, the next pillar, which would be the gameplay. Gameplay is, how would I describe it? It's like an avocado, it gets progressively worse. It doesn't make sense? Let me help you. You see, gameplay in Final Fantasy XIV is the only game which has been constantly getting worse. You all loved the Paladin before the revamp, especially the one up to level 50. And what did they do? They went ahead and they made it more complicated. They had to add those things, and that's why we don't like it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes the new Paladin, okay? There has been zero positive feedback, okay? Speaking of feedback, since we're in the gameplay, let me tell you what the community says. The community wants to turn this game into an esport and nobody enjoys, like, how lovely how lovely, there is not even a word like this, how horrendous it feels, like it's just terrible, right? And the Sage, that it has, like, the words are in Greek, like, why would the words be in Greek? Like, why would we do that, right? And yeah, it's so clunky, it's so bizarre, it has been no improvement. They removed Kaiten, don't forget that they removed Kaiten. So like everything is like hideous, right? They use Summoner, why? But like the old Summoner though, right? So the old one was better than the new because, you know, that's progression when the old is better than the new. And lastly but most importantly, and this is why we're making this video. We're making this video for the MSQ. Everybody hates the MSQ of Final Fantasy XIV. The community stands in unity when they say that the MSQ, that the story of this game is the worst they have ever played, which is why all of them don't do it for the story. Everybody in the FF14 community simply boosts, and you know it, I know it, period. We all know it, it is what it is. Like, if you wanna play Final Fantasy XIV, you should skip the story entirely, then you should unironically raid in the hardest difficulty, because the raids are amazing, right? Then, you should complain about where are the heals, and on top of that, you should make a review about the story, okay? Without having played it, it's very important. You need to skip in order to do that, okay? But if you didn't skip, and you just went on ahead and you did the MSQ, what is it? Like, come on. Nobody likes it. Nobody in the community enjoys this. Like, there was no tearing up during, like, you know, the Endwalker phase with the little birdie that totally none of us cried because it was so forgettable. Or like the ending with Xenos, you know, not the bald guy, not Xenos is Vex, the Xenos, you know, the guy with the scythe, the stalker, right? Like, nobody, it was so unsatisfying, okay? I totally didn't question the entirety of my existence upon finishing the Binding Calls of Bahamut, that made me actually reevaluate how I pursue MMOs and what I think about MMOs. And of course, FF14 would definitely not make me quit WoW. Which is, guys, we have to be honest here, we have to speak the truth. You want good story, you want good lore, you need to go to World of Warcraft. I'm not sponsored by Blizzard, but I'll tell you about some good old writing, okay? Some good old writing, so you listen here, okay? Now, it's the Jailer. It's the Jailer, the best written villain, okay? Why? I'll tell you why, okay? Do you know his plan? No, me neither, and that's not a coincidence, okay? Not even the writers know his plan. This is how smart he was. This is how properly written he was. His plan was revolved around World of Warcraft before World of Warcraft even existed, all the way back from Warcraft 3, all the way back from the Frozen Throne, okay? So, you think you know good lore? What is Final Fantasy XIV? Like, they won like some community awards, but it was rigged. Like, stop the count. It was rigged. Like, everybody knew about this, okay? And like, World of Warcraft, like, listen to this, okay? It is Final Fantasy XIV's team that World of Warcraft had a WoW exodus to come to play 14. And you don't believe me? Go ask them. True story. They will back me up 100% on this. But properly written villains, World of Warcraft, Zaval, man. The Jailer, dude. And the zones in that game, they're totally like not the same, and there is like uniqueness. Okay, let's not forget, okay, I will shock you right here, alright? And you will see how Final Fantasy XIV copies World of Warcraft, okay? Like how they copy everything from it, man, okay? Forge of Origination, that area, Zereth Mortis in World of Warcraft, you could walk on water. World of Warcraft gave you the ability to be Jesus, okay? And what did Final Fantasy XIV do in that part, which I will not speak because spoiler alert? They gave you the ability, and the final battle took place in something that looks like on, solid water and stuff, right? So where am I going with this? Well, nowhere in particular. I hope you enjoyed this because, well, actually, there is not going to be way more from this. This was a really fun video to shoot. I hope you all had some fun. And if you took any of what I said seriously, check out my channel. Happy April Fool's Day. Hope I gotcha. If I didn't, whatever. You enjoyed what I said. You enjoyed this, my sense of humor. Like, sub, whatever. Or you know what? Maybe you didn't enjoy it and you find it cringe. Downvote it. Woohoo! Down, But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.